Hey everybody, Razorgeist here, back for another video review. Said I was going to put this one off, but I figured what the hell, let's do it anyway. Here we go with the Playmates original Starship Enterprise. Definitely, like I said, when it came to Playmates, it was always definitely hit or miss. The Klingon attack cruiser hit, you know, the original version of the Enterprise E, miss. This is definitely a hit. I think they did a damn good job with this one. They had some flaws, and I'm going to get onto those, but definitely a hit. The original Enterprise was designed by Matt Jeffries, Walter M. Jeffries. And he was basically given an idea, and basically Gene Roddenberry approached him and said, you know, when he was doing Star Trek, and said, this is what I don't want to see on my spaceship, and this is what I do want to see. And Jeffries, to his credit, came up with a lot of original designs. The original version of the Enterprise had it was really, you can actually see it in the background a couple times. It's, and the engines were like a big old, were like a fantail, is the way I can describe it. And it looked too frail. That version's later called the U.S.S Enterprise, and it showed up as background material. Then he designed a version that later became the Daedalus class starship, and then eventually settled on this. He was trying to avoid using the saucer, but the saucer, it's kind of iconic, you gotta use it. Plus, the way he did it was pretty original. And thus, the Enterprise was born. And so some people, this is the definitive Enterprise. When I think of the Enterprise, I think of the Enterprise D. But definitely, you can't go wrong with the classic. The 56 Chevy of all starships. Here it is. Like I said, with Playmates, it was either hit or miss, and I would say that this is pretty much a hit. Some of the detailing is off a little bit, and I'll get onto that in a few minutes. One of the big complaints with the Playmates Enterprise, original Enterprise, was that the nacelles were kind of, to quote a fan term, wonky. What basically meant is they would bend back and all. They would bend back, bend forward, that kind of thing. I fixed that by simply taking some super glue and applying it. I took it apart and applied it into the grooves here. And it basically held everything in place. No harm, no foul. And as a result, the nacelles are very solid. It's these connection points right there. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see on this camera. These connection points right here. That's kind of what makes it wobble. If you can figure out a way to secure those, you're fine. Like I said, Playmates, it was generally hit or miss. And definitely, this was a really. It's not that detailed a starship, so you can kind of get away with it. Doing a toy of this is not difficult, but generally a hit. This is pretty cool. The lights and sounds, really the lights and sounds. We have a warp drive sound. Love that. Torpedo sound. That's supposed to be the inside sound of the bridge, you know, that weird little whistle sound, but that doesn't really sound all that accurate to me. Lasers. Awesome sound. I'm just trying to think what else I can add to this. Not, like I said, not too bad. Some of the details should be, I think, in some stock photos there's like a grid pattern on the top of the Enterprise. Kind of similar to the movie Enterprise. I myself don't particularly care for that. I like the smooth hole. And I think the smooth hole really works out well. I'm just trying to think of what else I can add. Probably one of the few cases I would say where Playmates did a better job than Art Asylum. I have the Art Asylum original Enterprise right here. The big difference is, as you can see, this is much darker. The reason for that is this was actually how the ship appeared. They actually used the filming model and several CGI reproductions. When the ship appeared on screen, it looked a bit more like this. That's just because of the intensity of the light and the way it showed up on camera. Truth be told, I like this a little bit better. This looks a little hokey with this color of full screen. I don't know why, it just does. Probably because it's so brightly lit. Some of that. So this is the special part of this video. I'm going to be comparing the two, which I normally don't do with Art Asylum and DST, but this time I think it kind of warrants it. And Art Asylum didn't do a bad job with this one. My big complaint with this is that this is really it feels really frail. It's not bad. And some would say it has better lights and sounds. I'll get on to that in a minute. But you can see the Playmates version is actually bigger. The Art Asylum in it DST Enterprise E is around the same size as the Playmates, might be a little bigger. The Enterprise D is, of course, bigger. This one is a little smaller, and like I said, it feels a little frailer. I actually had dropped this once, and the saucer had literally come up out of the connecting dorsal and was hanging off slightly. I was able to stick it back in, but that's not a good sign. One thing that I like that I want to point out is that some of the detailing that's stamp pressed onto this one is molded in on here. Perfect example is the bottom. You can see that this is kind of like a paint job right here. This one rectangle, probably that one, and I'm trying to get a good look here, folks. This one and a couple of these ones back here. On this one, they're molded in and raised. As you can see right here. Trying to think what else. The big difference here is, and unfortunately it does fall into this one's disadvantage, is that these have decals on them, and the decals sadly come off over time, and brown over time too. Of course, this one is stamped. You know, they're kind of printed on there. Let me go on to this one's lights and sounds. Lights are really good. These are LEDs. You get the. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off camera there. Lights and sounds are pretty good. The navigational dome lights up. The bridge lights up. The nacelles, they light up. And you get, oh, these two little lights on the side, they light up too. Nice. So not bad. Like I said, this does feel frail, and unfortunately it shows. One nice advantage of this one is that if you push the button in for a little bit, the lights will just stay on, which is tempting to leave them on, but then, you know, the batteries go out. Just push it back on. One major difference here, you'll see along with the detailing, is that the, oh yeah, one of my favorites, the nacelles, I'm trying to hold that in, folks, there you go. This section right here, that's molded in. On this one, it's painted on. Depending on your point of view if that's better or not. I would like to take, if I had to choose, I'd take some of the detailing from this one and put it onto this one. One thing that you'll see is that, let me see, this is a bit more accurate because the slope up here is higher than it is on this one. Perfect example is if you watch the episode In a Mirror Darkly, where we see the Defiant, another Constitution-class starship. It kind of does a jolting maneuver, and you can actually see how high the curvature is on this. Also, trying to get it. There's a slope on this one. You can see if I can. Yeah, you can see it right there. That slope right there is far steeper on that one than it is on this one. That's pretty much just almost a straight hole. So some of the detailing on this one's better. I like the color on this one. I like the darker color on this one better than this one, but nothing much to add. I'm not going to put that away for right now. The review mostly revolves around this one. On eBay, this baby will set you back about $100, $200. I mean, if you're a huge fan of the original Enterprise, you're kind of out of luck with the Playmates version. It's hard to come by now. But this one's nice. This is nice. I'm not bad. I did kind of point out its flaws compared to that one, but I grew up with that one. This one I didn't. This one's nice. It's really cool. You can't go wrong with this one. And I think you can still find this one around. There are 3 different repaints of this too. Don't ask me to list them all. I don't know them all, so I'm sorry if I can't help you out there. But man, that's pretty much it for the Playmates original Enterprise. Like I said, this hit for Playmates. They did a good job with this one, and I make no apologies about that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed my other review. I'll try to get some more. I got a couple more. I got 2 special reviews planned in the coming weeks. So have a nice day.